What's up guys, in today's video doing a super long and super thorough review of the all new carbon fiber stick from Tree Styx. These things are the lightest stick that money can buy right now. Each stick comes in at under a pound, and I can't wait to show you guys all the features this thing has to offer. Let's get after it. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, really appreciate you guys taking the time to check out a man versus deer video. I do a lot of content. I do gear reviews, I do hunting videos in the style of catch, clean, cook. If you are an outdoor enthusiast, smack that subscribe button, turn on that notifications bell. We're gonna love the stuff you find on the channel, I guarantee it. So before we jump into the review part of the video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Jamie and the rest of the guys at Tree Styx for allowing me to do this review and actually giving me a set of these sticks. Not only to do the review with, but to use for the 2024 season. I actually met these guys at the ATA show. I was sitting there on the phone. I kind of saw the booth out of the corner of my eye, and someone from the booth saw me looking. All they did was come out and put one of these in my hand while I was on the phone, and I instantly knew I had to talk to these guys. So I got off my phone call, walked back over, had a great conversation with Jamie and the guys about what Tree Styx is, what they're trying to accomplish, and long story short, they're finally in production on these things. I'm getting the huge opportunity to do a review on them and to use them for the upcoming season and to be a member of the Tree Styx family, and I'm super thankful for that, and just wanted to say thank you personally to Jamie and the guys from Tree Styx for allowing me this opportunity. With that being said guys, I feel like I've had these things in my possession long enough that I can give you a confident and thorough review. I've climbed with them several times, I've packed them in and out of the woods a bunch, I've went through all the features with a fine-tooth comb, and I've poked for holes in this thing, and I've found none. I think you're really gonna like what these things have to offer the mobile hunting world. Let's get into this review. All right guys, to kick this review off, we're gonna do a broad overview of all the features, and then we're gonna get more specific on those features as we progress throughout the rest of the video. So, first thing I want to point out is that this thing is made in America. That is a huge deal to me, should be a huge deal to you, and I hope that's one of the reasons that you purchase this thing if you do. Secondly, and the claim to fame for these sticks is that they are less than 1 pound per stick ready to hunt. Less than 1 pound with the attachment method and with the third step added in. They're ready to hunt, they're less than 1 pound. That is a huge deal and one of the main features that this stick has to offer. How do they get that light? Well, one, they utilize AM steel ropes. AM steel ropes are super light and have a very, very high load bearing capability. And then they construct the whole stick out of carbon fiber. Now they do add a reinforced polymer blend to certain components of the stick to add more durability to the carbon fiber. That makes it really, really safe. In fact, this thing has a weight rating of 300 pounds, and then it's failure tested to over 1,000 pounds, so you can use it safely and you can use it confidently. The overall length of the stick is a little bit more than 19 inches. You've got 18 inches step to step, which is right in that sweet spot of good for length, because you're going to be able to get a good distance up the tree, but not so long that you're going to have to take super big steps. And then it is 18 inches from the second step to the bottom of the aider. As far as pricing goes, these things come in at $190 per stick, which sounds high, but it's right on par with the other competitors that are around that weight range, and you can actually get a little bit better of a deal if you buy the 3-pack or the 4-pack. If you get the 4-pack, it only averages out to about $150 per stick, which is a bargain for the quality that you're getting with this stick and then the weight savings. I can't explain to you guys how light this is. You're gonna have to put one in your hands to find out. But that's all the features in a nutshell. Let's dive into some specifics. So for the next part of the video, guys, I'm gonna go over some of the features that kind of separate the Tree Styx from the other sticks that are out there, and some of the features that are kind of unique to these sticks. And the first one of those is the aider that retracts into the stick itself. So there are some sticks that have some built-in aiders on there, but there is no other stick that has an aider that actually retracts back up into the stick. That is something very unique to this stick. They used AM steel to do it. It doesn't add a whole lot of weight, and they've got a neat option to stow this aider. It makes this stick a lot more packable than some of the other ones, and a really, really cool feature that they put on this thing. The next thing I want to talk about is the weight. And I know I briefly covered this before, but a lot of people advertise the weight of their sticks prior to the attachment method. So a lot of these guys, if they were advertising a 1 pound stick, by the time you add the buckles and the strap and stuff like that, you're going to end up with roughly a 3 pound stick. That is not the case with the Tree Styx. I weighed them as soon as I got them, and a 4-pack of these, just like this on my scale, weighed 3 pounds and 14 ounces, almost 15 ounces. But true to their word, Each stick is less than 1 pound, ready to hunt, aider included, and attachment method included. I thought that was pretty cool. The next thing we're going to talk about is the standoff bracket on these. And so they actually did a good job making it really wide and putting some teeth on there so it's going to bite the tree. But most importantly, it's deep enough that you're going to get about 4 inches of toe room. So you're going to be able to get most of your foot on this stick as you're climbing, and it makes it very comfortable. You're not going to be climbing on your tippy toes. They did a good job making this bracket deep enough that you can get most of your foot on there and climb it very securely. Next thing we're going to talk about is how these sticks stack together. So the sticks stack together using a clip on one stick and a Versa button on another stick, and they are truly a inline stacking stick. As you can see, when they go together, they do not add any length, they don't stagger, and that makes them very convenient and very easy to pack on another stand. Also, it's not very hard to get these things together, and it's not very hard to get these things apart. If you're careful with what you do, you can also do it very quietly, and so you don't have to have a lot of noise. I know the first time I did that, it was pretty noisy, but you can get them apart and you can get them together very, very quiet, and that's something pretty unique to these sticks as well. Lastly, as far as features that are kind of unique to this stick, they use what's called the figure 8 method, which is the knot they use to attach their tree stick to the tree. And it's different from the competitors because in the way that they do this, it only uses about 1.5 inches of rope, and compared to other people that are doing this same method, they're averaging about 1 foot of rope. So they don't have to put as much rope on here, they don't have to use as much rope. It's another way that they save a little bit of weight and just kind of elevate themselves above the competition. So now I want to show you guys how easy these were to pack on my XOP Vanish. Because of the way the V brackets are and because of the inline stacking, these things are going to be super easy to add to any mobile hunting setup. But specifically, if you're running a hang-on stand, these things are going to pack very, very well onto it. I'm going to show you how I did it in the next segment of this video. Due to the length of these sticks and the way that the V brackets are built, you're not going to have a problem adding these onto any mobile hunting setup, specifically hang-on stands. A lot of those are built the same. I'm running the XOP Vanish here, and what I did was I put the V brackets on the sticks right up against the V brackets on the stand with the post running right down the middle, and I made sure to put the V brackets from the stand on the bottom so the sticks wouldn't slide when I stood up. I put my boot bandolier bag and my camera arm right on the side there. That's everything that I use to mobile hunt besides my camera. And then I ran some bungees right over the top of that. And what I liked about this setup is that the sticks are the perfect length. They don't stick out the bottom, they don't stick out the top, they're light, you don't feel them on your back, and they don't wiggle or jiggle during carry. I really like the way these pack. Next, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to attach one of these to the tree. The way that they engineered this thing, there are no knots. It is super easy to do. You can do it with gloves on, even if it's really cold out, and it's super easy to both put on the tree and to take off the tree, and it can be done relatively fast. Let me show you how easy the process is. Now I'm going to show you guys how to attach this stick to the tree using the figure 8 method. This should only be used with this stick. If you try it on a stick with a square tube, it is not going to be safe, so please only use this with this stick. You're going to take the rubber bands off of each side of the V bracket, which is the aider and the attachment rope. You're going to put it on the tree at about chin height and run that rope around. You're then going to go under the Versa button, under the rope on the right hand side, and then back up over the top of that rope. Once you got your slack pulled through, you're going to come back under that Versa button, and then you're going to go over the rope on the opposing side, bring it down underneath, pull it tight, set your stick, and you are ready to climb that tree. Pull your aider out so you got your third step in play there, and it's very, very fast, very, very effective. When you're done and you want to pull the stick off the tree, you just retract that aider, unset your stick, and basically just undo everything that you did. And I want to note here that because there's no knots and it's not tight once you unset the stick, you could do this in the dark, you could do it with cold fingers, you can even do it with gloves. All you have to do from here is stow away your attachment rope and your aider, which they make really easy via grooves in the V brackets and rubber bands, and it packs nice and neat and tidy. There is no loose strings or no loose straps. Next, I want to show you guys how easy it is to ascend the tree and descend the tree using these sticks. What makes it so easy is that the way they're engineered, you can go up in one trip and you can go down in one trip. Let's look at it in real time. I know I said I was going to real time this, guys, but it ended up being a lot of footage to sit through, a lot of time, and so I sped up some of the clips just so you guys don't sit here and get bored watching the video. What we're going to do during this segment is go up the tree in one trip and down the tree in one trip, and we're able to do this because of two reasons. One, They have a method of attaching these sticks directly to your belt, so they're right there on your hip as you climb. They carry great. They tuck right up under the butt there, and they're out of the way when you're climbing, and they're virtually weightless, so they don't bog your pants down or anything like that. Second, the sticks all attach to each other, so you can literally just pull the bottom stick off as you're climbing, go up to the next stick, and repeat that process till you reach your desired hunting height or until you run out of sticks. It was a super streamlined process. It was very quiet. Those sticks didn't really jostle and move because of the way that they carry on the leg there, and it was just a really pleasant experience. Something else I wanted to touch on is that I got over 20 feet with these 4 sticks, just spacing them where they were really easy to climb. If I was to get a tad bit more aggressive with my spacing and put the top of that stick at about my forehead instead of my chest, I really think that I could have hit 25 feet, maybe a little bit more. You can definitely hit some really, really good heights with just 4 sticks because in essence you've got a 3-step stick with the aider instead of just a 2, and you can really, really get decently high in the tree with just 4 sticks. Coming down the tree was just as easy as going up. You just exactly reverse the process you used going up the tree. That first stick coming off the tree is going to go under your belt loop, and every other stick is going to go under that stick as you go down. And the nice part about this process is that when you hit the ground, all your sticks are off the tree and they're packed, so they just need to be set on top of the stand and bungeed in, and you're ready to head back to the house. So before this video ends, I want to share my favorite things about these sticks, the things that I really liked after using and abusing these things for an entire week. Let me run you through those things. Thing number 1 is the step is round. I know that seems like something small, but a lot of companies shave weight by making the steps super thin, and therefore they have a pretty sharp edge on them. And in cold weather, when your hands are grabbing those, especially if you're hunting multiple days in a row, it can really start to wear on your hands. And I know that sounds like a sissy thing to say, but the fact that these guys have a round step that it's a little bit more grip friendly, I really, really like that. Next thing I really enjoyed is that they truly, truly do stack completely in line. They don't add any length, they don't stagger. It makes them super easy to pack, and each step clips into every other step. That makes them super quiet to carry and super easy to pack. Love that feature. Next thing is I really enjoyed how easy the aider was to find, not only on the way up the tree, but specifically on the way down the tree. They put a little rubber spacer at the bottom that keeps the aider open the entire time it's in use, and I really thought that was useful, especially for a guy like myself that has a big foot and wears a big boot. I had no problem finding the aider on the way down. That is definitely better than a lot of other aiders I've had experience with. These sticks also bite the tree super, super well. A lot of 3-step sticks I use, I've always had a problem with the bottom step kind of kicking out on the wrong kind of tree. I climbed several different trees with these. I climbed straight trees, leaning trees, you name it, I climbed it. Thin trees, big trees, and I never had a problem with the bottom step on these kicking out while I was climbing. I thought that was really neat and not typical via my experiences. Something else I enjoyed about the carbon fiber aspect of these is that they're super quiet, and any sound that comes off of them is super low. Even when I really get after these sticks, very, very, very quiet, and even when you stack them together, it just doesn't make a ton of noise. Now, you compare that to a metal stick. These are Hawk Heliums, and that metal sound just has a high tinging to it that is going to be heard for a lot longer of a distance. So the quiet aspect of these sticks is something that I also really, really enjoyed. Well guys, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed it enough to come back and watch another review or another hunt video from Man vs. Deer. I'd really appreciate it if you guys considered subscribing, and as this video closes, there's going to be 2 more videos that pop up that I hope that you guys will take the time to check out. I do a lot of hunting videos in the style of Catch, Clean, Cook. I do a lot of gear reviews. If any of that strikes a nerve for you, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribed and if you hit those notification bells so that you know when I post more videos. Like I said, guys, really appreciate you checking out this video. I want to wish you good luck next time you're in the deer woods, and God bless. We'll see you next time.